So if you've never been, 8th Generation is an awesome native-owned business and store at Pike Place Market. Definitely it's worth checking out. I spoke with the founder, Louie Gong, about what's new with them this fall. 8th Generation is the fastest growing native-owned business in the country.
That's right. And we're homegrown right here in the Puget Sound area. Started the company just by drawing on shoes and built it up into the fastest growing native owned business in the United States or Canada. And it was recently sold to the Snoqualmie Tribe. So I'm very happy to know that the decisions about where this fast growing company will be made by hundreds of local indigenous people.
Yes. You say you reclaimed the market in 2015 with your wool blanket launch. Now you're reclaiming production with your made in Seattle wool blankets. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So wool blankets are a really important honor gift in tribal communities. And at the same time, the land was taken from indigenous people, so was this market for cultural objects like these blankets. We started producing wool blankets in 2015, taking the market back really fast with the success of those wool blankets. But just in the last year, we've started producing full-size wool blankets right in our Seattle studio. It's an incredible feat for a company that's never even had a business loan.
And I understand that you've got one that's just recently going to be revealed or released.
Yeah, I got a little sneak peek here. This is very heavy, weighty, like sort of like an heirloom type blanket. It's super soft, and these are limited editions. So there's a label on here with some sort of embellishment done by the artist, and it says made in Seattle by indigenous people. That's us here at 8th Generation.
I love it. Tell us about the 3 native artists in your first collection.
Well, we were very happy to begin working with Kira Murillo, who's a Shoshone-Bannock tattoo artist that's just sort of taking social media by storm. Her blanket has already launched and it sold out in 3 minutes. The next blanket to launch will be from Jared Yazzie, who's a Navajo artist, and his blanket's going to be amazing too. And then finally, we have Aseki, who's also a Dene and African-American artist and entrepreneur who's based in the Southwest. And we're really excited to make a powerful statement about the merger of cultures represented in her story, which is, I'm Native and Chinese and white. And that storytelling is very important to our business and to me as well.
Yes. Absolutely. I was on your website and I was absolutely drooling over all the beautiful pieces that are there. But it brings up an interesting question I wanted to talk with you about. So I have some native Zuni and Hopi necklaces and pieces of jewelry that were given to me as gifts. Now I struggle sometimes with whether or not it's okay to wear these pieces because I also want to be sensitive to cultural appropriation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think the key is agency. So if you're a consumer thinking about what to buy, you want to know that an indigenous person decided that it was okay to produce that thing and sell it to someone who might be wearing it casually, or in the case of what 8th Generation does, use it commercially. So when you're standing in front of products at the store, it's important to either look at the label or ask somebody for help and say, who is the artist? And you should be able to find out who the indigenous artist is and what community they're from. If you can find that, then that's your key that it's probably okay to buy. Of course, we always suggest buying directly from the artist when you can, or supporting a native owned business like 8th Generation.
I love that. That really clears it up. It's okay to buy it and wear it if it's from the person who made it. The launch that you are talking about, it precedes your move to a huge new headquarters. Tell me about that.
Yeah, in the last 5 years, 8th Generation has been making giant leap after giant leap. We're launching these in-house made wool blankets. Almost at the same time, they were moving from a hodgepodge of different warehouse spaces here in the Seattle area to one 30,000 square foot space in Georgetown. Very excited about that because this rapidly growing native owned company that's sort of changing the game for all indigenous artists is finally going to look the part of this native owned brand that's about to become global. So I encourage you guys to, check out our website and follow our story. We're going to be continuing to make waves like this into the future. I couldn't be more excited.
And the holidays are coming, so some great gift ideas.